been focusing on, you will live to see it. And within that, we've branched out into Still Standing Conversations, which has been amazing. We were supposed to be on yesterday. I do apologize. Wasn't able to jump on yesterday, but I thought it's better late than never. Today's focus is being intentional, and how being intentional builds our internal confidence in God. And so today we're just going to briefly discuss this. And so now more than ever, our confidence needs to abide in God alone. There are things happening that we do not see that affect us, even more if we are not conscious, present in every moment, discerning, and remaining in prayer and in and out of season, asking for forgiveness. These are the steps that I've followed in my life, repenting of things that distract me or distract us and hold us back from our full evolution. If we continue to have the same experience, I know I considered changing my methods. So consider changing your methods. I know that coming out of darkness for me, it was a must. And it may not always appear dark. It may be very well lit in broad daylight and still be very dark. I mean, I have experienced it in broad daylight and just be as unaware, because sometimes our intentions could be off. Sometimes our internal clock is off. Sometimes our timing is off. Sometimes our discernment could be off. Oftentimes it's our disobedience that dims our ability to walk in full confidence in God. Disobedience can end up making things worse for us than it was to begin with. So it's urgent we watch our words. That's where the being intentional comes from. That we speak in general over ourselves and others. That we forgive offenses before they take root. Our obedience increases our confidence in God and will keep us. We intentionalists, and I say intentionalist, people that are intentional, we're worried sometimes about stuff or about the ones that may have ostracized us or belittled us or confused us and used us. But that is not what we should be worried about. That is God's business. Being intentional means we do not give up when the going gets hard, when we face a no. We must push to rise to the occasion, enter rest, stability, joy, provision, and peace. Being intentional is that point where we lean into God and command that atmosphere, acknowledging God in all ways, and He shall direct our paths. This is why I believe I am still standing today, because of prophecies of God's servants that prophesied over me long ago. Those people who spoke them over me, those prophecies, were obedient to God by releasing them. And now to look at what I'm walking in now. Sometimes prophecies from God can somehow escape us when we're walking through adverse circumstances. It can cause distractions. It could include circumstances that were not accounted for, unforeseen, things that were off the radar, like that toll tag bill or the spike in your utility bill. But remain anchored in God, regardless of what is being taken out on the left or on the right. Please stay the course. Stay steady. God has a way of escape for those who love Him. And that escape, we can't be picky. I laughed about that the other day, and I was just like, I can't be picky on how I'm being rescued as long as I'm being rescued. So it may not be the escape route that you prefer or I prefer, but I've lived on this earth 50 years now, glory be to God, this year, and I'm not going to argue on how, I'm rescued. I'm just glad to know that there is always a plan for me. There's always a plan for us. The Lord declares He plans to prosper us and not to harm us. Plans to give us a hope and a future. Let me tell you, welcome. Let me tell you, being intentional is not for the faint of heart, but it creates the best of hearts, wisdom, and insight on things we did not even ask for. Being intentional gives us confidence that God is leading us the way that we need to go, that we're not being the one that's leading, because sometimes it costs just to be a good Samaritan. Being intentional, we have confidence in God by being intentional each day. There were times in my life when I second guessed my value as I was becoming, because everybody is not assigned to us. We do have an organic audience, a specific audience. So it is important that we know who we are at all times and in all emotional states. This is important to guard yourself from any misrepresentation as you are elevating. The word says he knew us before he formed us in the womb, and everything that God made is good. So even though we walk through the shadow of death, we are to fear no evil. Being intentional means we're not forcing ourselves in something, or we're not forcing ourselves on someone or somewhere. It is those who humble themselves under the God's mighty hand that shall be exalted in due season. Those who suffer with him shall reign with him. And so once we're honest, like with God and ourselves, we receive the power to do it in any state we are in, because we know who we serve and the hope that we have, which is in Christ Jesus. When we become intentional, we are a force to be reckoned with, and God's timing is his business. Being intentional is not leaning to our own understanding, but thanking God for peace, grace, joy, love, and mercy as we keep moving forward intentionally in our own lanes. It is my belief that since I've been consistent with being intentional, things helped me to be less stressed about things that's truly out of my control, making sure that I am stewarding the assignments correctly that are given to me, not the ones that I adopted, not the ones that I picked up, not the ones that I chose. How can we pick something we've never seen or experienced? Things turn out much greater, smoother, overflowing in goodness in heavenly places. When you are intentional. This is why I do my best not to stay upset or disgruntled, even agitated or ungrateful, disturbed, because it's a trap and it's to become a setback. In the face of disappointment, you got to keep going and see what the glorious end shall be. And you will live to see it. And so today we discussed on how to be intentional, and how that being intentional brings and proves your confidence in God. It helps you to walk more clear. It helps you to think more clear. It helps you not to limit yourself to what your circumstances may be. And so I wanted to just encourage you today on Mind Your Daily podcast. I thank you so much for joining Still Standing Conversations today. And if you did miss it, you can always listen to the replay. I will see you next time, and I hope you have a blessed day.